Good morning. Good morning. As you get here, make sure you say hello and let me know you're here as I hit all the go live buttons in the places that I need to be live in. So give me just a second. There we go. And one more. Give me just another second, please. I'm super excited to be here this morning. All right, let's see. Are we here? All right, let me check and make sure this is showing up on my feed. All right, looks like it's working in all the places. Yay. All right. Ah, very cool. Very cool. Got it all set up. Sometimes it's easier than others. I've been on the computer this morning doing a lot of things, having some coffee, already had breakfast, and I'm excited to be here with you guys. So, like I said, as you get here, make sure you say hello and let me know that you're here. But I have a question for you guys before I do anything else. I want to ask you something. Do you ever avoid doing something you know you need to do, or even something you actually want to do, and you're not totally sure why? What do you think? So it could be anything from it's an email you've been meaning to send, the appointment you keep pushing to next week, or maybe a conversation you know you need to have, but you keep finding reasons to put it off. And, sometimes it's things that we really want to do, like start this new workout. Maybe it could be something as simple as going out to eat with some friends or going to a movie with someone. It can be things we really want to do, but then we find reasons not to. We can find every reason imaginable to put it off and not do it. And it's not laziness. Now, that can sometimes be that you just want to do nothing and rest, right? It's not that you don't care, but something inside keeps putting the brakes on. And it's worth asking why. Why is usually a very good question. And here's what I've come to understand after years of doing this work. Our beliefs aren't just descriptions of who we are, they're actual directives, directions on how to behave. So, and we've talked about this many times before, your subconscious mind isn't just sitting there holding an opinion about you. It's actively steering your behavior to stay consistent with what you believe to be true. Now, notice I said believe to be true, because what we believe inside that is true about us most of the time is incorrect. So If some part of you believes I'm not ready or I'll mess this up, what if it doesn't work? It isn't for people like me. Whatever may be coming up for you right now. Because avoidance really isn't a discipline problem. It's not a willpower problem. Blah, 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 blah. It's not a willpower problem. It's your mind following orders. It's doing exactly what it thinks it's supposed to do, protecting you from a version of you it believes could fail. Think about that. So the thing is, let me just give you a little vulnerable moment here. So early on in my career as a coach and a hypnotist, I created a program that I was super excited about. And I'm trying to remember, was it a 90-day program? I don't remember exactly what it was because it's been a while. But I actually even got some people that I knew that were coaches and everything to give me pieces of them as far as things that they taught that I thought would be valuable for everybody that signed up. And so they gave me different things to add to the program that would be valuable. And they were very generous. I don't remember how many people it was, but there were quite a few. And so it was a really, really impactful program, right? Now, all the things that most of them gave me a digital thing that wouldn't take much time for them, right? And there were a few people that actually gave me them showing up online for these people, so it was time intensive for them. And I was going to coach them every week, and then I had these ideas of these things I would do during the week. And I'll be perfectly honest, not a soul signed up, not a soul. And although I was disappointed and I felt like I was eating crow with these other coaches and things because I had to tell them, sorry, but nobody signed up, so they're not going to be using your product. But in some ways, I was almost relieved because I had not done a lot of group activities and group programs previously. And this one was going to be pretty intense and it was going to be amazing. However, one of my deep-seated beliefs that I uncovered is that if I do certain things, I end up having no time for me. I end up burning out because it's too much work. And so with those underneath beliefs about me and what I can do, I was relieved that nobody bought. So do you think I brought that energy in to talking about the program? Now, I was upbeat. I believed in the program. I was super excited about it. But underneath, I thought it was too much. It was going to take too much of my time. It was going to be too hard to do. I was going to have to babysit these people. I had all these things going on in my head, which since then, I've recognized there are times that I do that. And maybe you do too. So once I really got curious about the belief, because I was avoiding doing my outreach, I was avoiding even following up with some people. I was avoiding all the things that were going to help me to build this program filled with people who needed it. How selfish of me, right? People needed it. People had donated their time and their intellectual property, and I dropped the ball because of the underneath belief that I had. So here's what I want to know. What's something you've been avoiding lately? And if you're watching the replay, you can drop it in the comments. And if you don't feel comfortable doing that, you can direct message me. I'm always open to a direct message because I will say some people feel a little too vulnerable saying something in the comments, and that's okay. Do this as comfortable for you. So like I said, what's something you've been avoiding lately? And if you had to guess, what do you think the belief underneath it might be? So like I said, if you want to drop it in the comments, I'll read each and every comment. But if you feel more comfortable sending me a DM, I would welcome that too. So as I'm thinking about this time in my life when I was really more afraid that people would become part of something, and that kind of scared me. And there were other times that I was fearful that the same thing would happen. Or I remember a time that I really felt like I didn't know enough for certain things when I first became a coach. And I would almost not want people to show up for a call because I felt like I didn't know enough. I was just afraid. I didn't have enough evidence that I did. And thank God, now I have a lot more evidence of the changes that people have been able to make with the work that I've done with them. Heck, I even have someone who decided she got so much change from what we did together, at me as her hypnotist, that she decided to become a hypnotist herself. And that's one of the reasons why I began deciding that I wanted to teach hypnosis too. And it gives me a little bit more tools in my toolbox, right? And so I'm looking to see if I make sure I'm not missing anybody asking a question right now. So back to you. What is something you've been avoiding lately? Especially if you don't know why. There's so many things that we can talk ourselves out of. And, you know, I do most of my work is from home now. And so there are times I avoid or I can talk myself out of meeting people in person because I've gotten so comfortable at home. And that used to be the place I went to after I did everything else. But now I'm here all the time. And it changes how things are, what you're comfortable with. So, what are you maybe talking yourself out of just because it feels just slightly uncomfortable? Or like it's going to be, oh, I have to get in the car. I have to do this. I have to do that. I'd love to know. And just so you know, I've got the exact thing that'll help you with this. And I'm going to teach you how to do it. I've got a workshop coming up Details will be coming soon. And until then, have an amazingly beautiful day. And remember, as always, life is delicious. See you next week. Mwah. Love you guys.